This is gonna be like our official kind of first rebuild.
Going back in time to 95, because this was originally a 2004 Ford Ranger Edge.
So is anything left on this thing that is Ranger Edge?
There's about 5 feet of frame rail.
Hey guys, so we're finally here. We're just gonna jump into this thing. This is gonna be like our official kind of first rebuild kind of thing. We are Prerandan. He had a little mishap at a pre-runner paradise. No f***ing way. Daniel, are you okay? But this truck goes way, way back. This isn't just like what you see here today. It's different. This truck has some history. So I guess before we dive into what we're actually doing today, I think Dan needs to kind of fill us in a little on this thing. Dan, tell us about this truck, man. Like, I know this is pretty much one of your first pre-runners, right?
Yep. I used to drive this truck to high school when it was a 2004 Ford Ranger, completely stock. Bought it brand new with 250 miles on it. As you can see, it's not a Ford Ranger anymore.
Right, right.
Now it has a 2005 F-150 cab on it.
But yeah, dude.
For the next 30 minutes, and then
for the next 30 minutes?
we're gonna go a little old school.
And where are we going?
Going back in time to 95.
Right here?
This is a 1995 F-150 Super Cab. It's already pretty much gutted.
So we're throwing this thing on here.
Yep.
The cab actually looks wider too.
Yeah, it's a little bit wider. About 6 inches longer.
That's what she said. Ha! I don't get it.
Obviously, there's so much history with this truck, like I said, and I think it's just cool. Like, Daniel kind of did what we all did. You know, it's like most of us had like a high school truck or a beater truck, and then just kind of built upon it little by little by little, and the slippery slope starts, right? I mean, like, how did that go, man? I mean, obviously, you drove this thing to high school.
So what started it in high school was one of my friends leaving school. He rear-ended me. He was a little too excited to be leaving class, and he rear-ended me. He didn't want to go through insurance, so he paid me cash. His cash bought me a mid-travel kit. I didn't use any of the cash to fix any of the damage.
Right, rightfully so. Because fiberglass is a lot cheaper than you know getting a new bed or something.
I did new bed sides, got rid of the rear bumper, did a mid-travel kit up front, devers in the rear, and it snowballed from there.
What kit did you have on it before?
The Camberg 6.0 dual shock kit. Because this was originally a 2004 Ford Ranger Edge.
2004, it's crazy, man. So is anything left on this thing that is Ranger Edge?
There's about 5 feet of frame rail underneath.
That's just insane, man. So then you got bit by the bug?
Yeah, it was a big bug.
High on the rapids, it struck that tiny rock. Ah! That's good.
So from the Camberg kit, yeah, obviously you probably went the leaf springs and just...
So the Camberg kit utilized a stock lower arm, and I just beat on the truck way too hard with the stock component. So I ended up folding the end of the lower arm at the ball joint.
Holy
and
crap.
I could never align the truck. So I kept going through tires, you know, with my camber being off. I kept running through tires. The insides of them would go bald before the outsides.
Oh my God.
So I ended up getting a long travel kit. It was this kit that was, the guy only made like 5 of them for the Edge. It was a guy named Kenny out of Anaheim. He made a kit. His company was called Alliance Fabrications. So I put that kit on. That was cool. DMZ Fab and Race Prep in Norco.
Yeah, local guys.
When I had that kit, I decided to go ahead go ahead and cage the truck and back half of it.
Yeah.
Because the rear end wasn't keeping up with the front now.
So he kind of got it dialed in to actually start going to the desert with the cage and everything?
Yeah, he basically did the cage bumper to bumper. I don't have any of his work left on the truck anymore.
It's all gone. So what was the big change to like go to this next level? Because I mean, with like the 1450 trucks, I think you and I actually raced in the same race in like 2008 or 9 or something.
Yeah, back in the MDR days.
In the MDR days, yeah.
Racing the CERN and Barstow.
What motor was in that thing?
Stock 3.0 V6. It was slow, but I had it geared with 6.0s and it got me going downhill pretty good.
Right on. Yeah, and I mean, those courses are pretty quick, right? Yeah. I mean, like, especially Lucerne, like, you get that downhill momentum on the on that big stretch that they used to let us race on.
Back in those days, a 302 was a big motor.
Right.
You saw a guy with a V8 and
it was a big deal.
Intimidating.
So what happened to, I guess, you had a mishap, right? Did you have like a wreck or something that made you kind of cut everything down and do this, or what happened?
I rolled it back in 2010 and...
at a race or in playing?
Yeah, Battle at Prim.
Oh, okay.
I've rolled twice at Battle at Prim.
Right.
2 different years.
Damn you, Battle at Prim.
I rolled in 2010. The truck was down for 4 years, and I had it rebuilt by Eric Moore.
Okay.
Moore's Metalworks in Hesperia.
That's where the foundation of this thing started. It is crazy, even like for our friends to do it today, when some of our friends tell us, oh, we're gonna go center mount, you know, and everybody's like, find another solution, try to make, it's because it's a lot of work. It's you're biting off a lot, you know, and very rarely do we see people fully finish everything. See, right here. Takes a long time. It takes a lot of commitment. I don't want to dive into like a built to destroy in this thing to go over the entire thing. I'm sure we'll kind of get to that, you know, when we do that. But the purpose of today is to basically take off this cab. So what was the story with this? You had the Ranger cab, right? And then you and Danny and Craig. So we're at Danny Giannini's shop, if you guys don't realize all the awesomeness, and that individual right there. So what happened? What was the idea? So you basically pulled off the Ranger cab because of a roll?
I actually didn't even roll. I had my son, who's getting a little bit older and able to start riding in the truck.
Right.
And I only had 2 seats.
Yeah.
So I decided to go with this cab that's a little bit wider, and I squeezed a 3rd seat in. I had a 3rd seat in there, and we were running around with the car seat in between us. And
he was falling asleep in there. Yeah. We have proof of that. We have proof of that in videos. Was the ride smooth, man?
I don't know. Once you find out.
Ask Reed. Reed is sleeping.
And recently, when we were out at TCB Ranch, I rolled very slowly.
Yeah.
Did very little damage, but I haven't really been a huge fan of this cab since I put it on. So
okay.
I'm ready to try something
ready to
else.
change it up.
Yeah.
And Daniel changes it up quite often, I'm not gonna lie. I think like when you first got the truck, you were gonna keep it the original color. Did you? You did for like a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Not very long.
yeah, like the stock 2004 color. Then you went to white, like a pearl white.
Yeah, and then that's when I rolled.
And then that's when you rolled again. So you had McNeil glass, and you went to McQueen, right?
I had McQueen for a couple months.
I think a lot of people know the truck as that, like the flat black with like the gold detail and all that.
Yeah.
I liked that, man. That was pretty sick. Was it hard not to come back to that again?
Yeah, I missed the Ranger cab.
That looked pretty beefy, man. Yeah. And then to this thing, right, which is a
2005
F-150. And now we're going back in time.
10 years.
We're going to Marty McFly it, go back to freaking the OBS, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Danny, what the hell, dude? What do you think, man? You guys just going to get going on this thing, or what do you guys think? I'm going to try to be supportive by getting the guys water, and just kidding. No, I mean, I'm here to help, but mainly we're going to go through the process of how this is done. Danny obviously has tons of experience doing this kind of stuff. Daniel feels comfortable pulling off this cab. We're going to kind of go through some details and how they do this and what the plan is. It is a bigger cab. It's a longer cab. So they may have to, as we dive in, may problem solve some situations, right? Some tubes that might need to be moved. readjusted, but for the most part, he's gonna have a lot more space in this thing, and I think the vibes for this thing are gonna be really great, man. We have some really cool ideas. We want this thing to be buttoned up and looking really, really fresh out there. So I guess that's it, guys. I think it's time.
It's time.
Let's do this. Just diving right into it, man.
What do you think it'll rip off?
Yeah, it's going on. Danny, what do you think about Daniel wanting a chip? There it is. Daniel is pretty pumped on this. I think he's been waiting a while to make it happen.
Demo Dan.
Demo Dan. It's like an ultimate Mad Max rig right here for sure, Danny.
So that when you flip the thing over again, it's easy to fix.
There's a win in there?
Well, next time you drive.
Yeah, next time.
Alright, these are my friends and they are crazy. Yeah! Butter.